YouTube, welcome to GeekShhh. All right, so first thing first, if you need an explanation of the 4K transcode test process, by all means, in the description, I will have a link to one of my older videos where I explain everything thoroughly. Now, last week I did part 1 of the Intel Core Ultra 4K transcode test. Now we're doing part 2. The difference between both of them is that now we're only going to be using 4K RemuX Movies only. On your screen, you can see the sizes of the files. They range anywhere between 49 to 90 gigs. These are real huge files. It's going to put the most pressure on the CPU, and it also gives me the chance to talk about different movies. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk about the same movies every test. So that's why I'm going this route. Now, after that, we're going to do the 1080p AV1 files. So I know y'all want to see that as well. So anyway, let's get straight to it. RemuX Movies. So let's go ahead and push this into hardware transcoding. All right, that's on auto. All right, so we're gonna put Intel. All right, there we got the Intel graphics going right there. Let's go ahead and push this into the dashboard. Let's push this into the dashboard. All right, so we got all the RemuX movies right here. We're gonna start off with Batman Begins. First, let's check in with the system. So we hovered around 5.4. Total CPU usage, 10% or whatever. All right, CPU package 13 watts. It's not really doing nothing. And our GPU, the iGPU, is not really doing nothing at all. Overall, let's look at the UPS load, 36 watts. All right, so that's what we got starting off. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first one is, it's kind of bring a tear to my eye because they came out with this damn movie. Christopher Nolan shocked everyone with this damn movie. It was so goddamn good. You gotta remember, I'm from the 90s, so I remember the 80s and the 90s. I remember the Batman movies that was coming out at that time. I remember I forgot the guy name, man. The guy that was in Beetlejuice. He was Batman at one point in time. Let's go ahead and push this transcode. He was Batman. So when they really came with this one, they really shook things up. Let's check in with the system. And people loved it so much, man. I loved it. It was some of the best cinema I've ever seen in my life. So we had 18% total CPU usage, but we're using hardware transcoder right now. So this is what we have to concentrate on right here. That's what we need to concentrate on. We had 17 watts. Let me drop down. All right, 43 watts total UPS load, the overall system. So let's get back into it. So yeah, this was just so amazing, man. Oh, I wish they would come back and do more movies. So here goes Zodiac. This is a 90 gig file. This was an amazing movie right here, man. With my boy right here, Jake Gyllenhaal. Man, this was an amazing goddamn. Not amazing. I mean, I'm ODing. I'm gassing it. I'm putting too much sauce on it. Nah, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I like serial killer type stuff. Like, I'm the type of person that wished Netflix would bring back that TV show that they had, the serial killer one, when the FBI agents was going around finding people. So hold on, see what's going on here. Let's check in with the system real quick. We see what's going on. All right, so yeah, I really enjoyed this one. And I believe an update on the Zodiac killer, I believe they had a breakthrough like last year. They finally cracked that last letter, but I still don't, I don't think they still know who he was. But I really enjoyed that movie, man. It was a real good movie. I like how they shot it. So American Gangster, come on, man. This is maybe Denzel Washington's biggest movie, tell you the honest truth. American Gangster. This joint came in. I remember going to the movie theaters to see this. This joint came in blockbuster type stuff, man. It was going crazy. So 9 gigs, 16. All right. So we at like 56. So we still could do a lot over here. 21 watts overall. We still could do a lot. But this was definitely like one of Denzel Washington. This got to be his biggest movie. I'm not sure what his biggest movie is, but I think it's definitely that one, because that was like a blockbuster, bro. Like, he did an amazing job, man. You gotta block that. That's alpaca. You gotta block that. What's wrong with you? Anyway, let's go into glory. Denzel Washington again. You already know this is usually what we start off with on the other algorithm. It is a RemuX movie, so let's go ahead and force that transcode. And this is definitely one that Denzel shined as well. This is one of the beginning ones. This is what got him to the American Gangster right here. So we went ahead and pushed that transcode. Let's go to the next one, The Dark Knight. Come on, man. I got another tear in my eye, man. Did Glory buffer? No, I don't think Glory buffered. I don't think Glory buffered. But I got another tear in my eye, man. They couldn't miss with this one. Come on, man. Heath Ledger as the Joker? Come on, man. This is like some of the best cinema ever, man. This is up there with Casino. This is some of the best cinema ever. One of the best movies I ever seen in my life. Gotta be top 5. Heath Ledger. I didn't even know it was Heath Ledger when I was watching it. Let's check in with the system. So we got 5 going right now. Let's check in with the system. So 12 gigs of RAM. All right, 16. All right, 22 watts. And you see where we around, 50. We ain't really, it's doing pretty well, tell you honest truth. So let's continue to go until we can't go no more. Heath Ledger, man, I didn't even know it was him until he passed. I didn't even know. I watched the movie. I didn't even know it was him that played it. That's how well he did. All right, so this was the last one. This was with Bane, man. Oh my God. I can't believe that guy decided to no longer do Batman. I understand creatively you don't want to do it no more because, you done did a few. Did this buffer? I don't really know. Let's just, let's give it grace. That's one of the best movies ever made. Let's give it grace. You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and force this transcode. Bane in this one. Oh my God, man. I understand he didn't want to do it no more because he done did so many of them. You don't want to get typecasted. We're at 64. We still hovering around 50, so we should be able to do way more. And these are all remuxes. Remember that. So I understand you don't really want to do it no more, but come on, man, come on. If they had Penguin, the Penguin right now, if they had Penguin and they brought that back with Christopher Nolan and all these characters right here for Batman, Dark Knight Rise Again with Penguin, oh my God. Oh, it would have shut everything down. Nonetheless, we moving on. This is Groundhog Day. This is a classic from those 90s. Please believe me, the man kept going back. He had every day, he had another chance at righting his wrongs and making the day perfect, man. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, man. Bill Murray, was that Bill Murray? I can't remember his name. But nonetheless, let's continue to go, man. All right, let's go Home Alone. You already know this is a classic. Macaulay Culkin. We can never sleep on this one. Let's continue to go, man. I don't want to check in with the system after every movie. That's a little annoying. I want to really put pressure on this damn thing. So let's see what's going on. Is this going to start up? Are we tapped out? What's going on here? But Home Alone is definitely a classic, y'all. Can't sleep on Home Alone. Macaulay Culkin. I seen a picture with Macaulay Culkin and his wife and his kids. Beautiful family, man. Beautiful family. Macaulay Culkin definitely need to come back and do another one. They need to do a part 3. They do have a part 3 and a part 4 to Home Alone, but they don't have it with Macaulay Culkin. So it's not really valid. They need to come back and get him and do an updated one. I seen his mother that played in the movie on the new Beetlejuice movie. I seen her play it, and she could definitely come back and play that role as his mother, man. We need that. They need to make that happen in Hollywood, man. We need that. The kids need that during Christmas season. Oppenheimer. This was a big time movie. Christopher Nolan, again, the same guy that did The Dark Knight. I just didn't watch this. I tried to watch it. I fell asleep, and I just never went back and watched it. But nonetheless, one day I got to sit down and really pay attention to this. Let's see what's going on here. So let's force that transcode. These are some huge files. I am not a fan of getting RemuX Movies. These things just take up too much space. Let's check back in with the system. 17 gigs of RAM, 18% on the CPU usage. Damn, we still could go. 64. I thought it would have been higher by now. Jesus Christ, these are some huge files, bro. Come on, man. I never turn on you, Frank. I never turn on you. Come on, man. Scarface, man. Shout out to Al Pacino. Al Pacino recently said that it was hip hop that really made Scarface a classic. He just said that in an interview that he had, and it's going viral right now. And I like that he taking time to really let people know that it was definitely hip hop is responsible for a lot of things that went crazy in this country. Not only this country, but in the world. And I'm glad that he stepped out and said that, because he said this was definitely not, it didn't have good reviews when it first came out. So he said it was hip hop that really pushed it into a cult classic. But I don't know how they ain't like, oh, wait a minute, is Oppenheimer, is it buffering? Hold on, these some huge files, guys. These are some huge files now. I don't know. Let's mind our business. Scarface. All right, let's just say it was a little hiccup. All right, because it's still going. If it go away again, then we know. But these are some huge files, bro. Where we at? 62%. It's like it can continue to go, man. I don't know. We might run out of movies. Signs. All right, this is another good one. Mel Gibson, man. Mel Gibson had a lot of good movies, man. Mel Gibson had one of the best careers ever, man. If you were someone that was watching movies in the 90s, then you know Mel Gibson had so many classics. This man has so many. That's why it hurt me so bad when Oppenheimer seemed like it buffered again. I don't know. It hurt me so bad when he came out and was saying all that racist stuff to his girlfriend. Like, it was crazy. I was like, nah, not Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson had Braveheart. He had The Patriot, bruh. Like, he had so many. Yeah, we done buffered. Groundhog Day is buffering. Where is that at? Groundhog Day is buffering. Yeah, it's tapped out. It's tapped out. These are some huge movies, man. Even to get to 10 is crazy. These are some real huge movies, but it's not saying 100% or nothing, but it's tapped out, man. These are some real huge movies right here, bro. So I'm not really surprised at all that that's happening. I'm going to put this at like 8 or 9. It's going to be the same as, you know, it's interesting. This is going to be the same as the UHD 770, like 8 or 9. It's another guy that's on YouTube that did the 12900K with all remuxes, and I believe he had like the same results. All right, so first episode. All right, start from the beginning. All right, so Under the Dome, it was okay. It was okay. Huge dome, go over the entire town, basically locking people into the town. You know, it was okay. Now, if you want to compare this is how the system going. We checking in right now. Jumped up to around 38%. Y'all see what the iGPU doing. CPU power 54, 37 watts. Overall system, all right, 43 watts. Now, if you want to contrast and compare, remember we used this exact same show for the what do you call it, with the AV1 transcode test on the A310. We did the same exact show. I'm tripping right now. The exact same show. Let me bring that into a new tab. All right, and go ahead and start it up. All right, push the 720p. All right, so a whole dome came over the entire town. It was okay. Like, it was just something to watch. Nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy at all. Let me push this into like crazy. All right, so third episode. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and go. So Under the Dome, dome came over the entire town, so they trying to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of, sci-fi type stuff happening as well. So they unlocking a lot of secrets of the town. You see they got the guy in there from Breaking Bad, so that's a good thing. He was in there and they did pretty good. You see how the system is reacting to it. All right, let's load up 3 more. Right now we got 3 going. And it was okay. Overall, it was okay, man. I feel like after the first season, I don't think writers really write multiple seasons because they don't know if it's going to get canceled. They don't know what the case might be. So if it come out and it does well, then they scrambling to try to figure out what else to do. And sometimes that could be real detrimental to the series. I think that's some of what's going on in From right now. If you're someone that's watching that show From, great show right now, with the black guy that was in Oz back in the day. Great show right now, but it's like some of the episodes is real boring. All right, so we got 5 going right now. Okay, so all right, so we got 5 going. Let's keep going until we can no longer go. So we got 5. Let's go to 6. Yeah, it's kind of like with the show From, it's like it's real boring right now. I feel like they trying to stretch it. Like the writers ran out of ideas, so they taking certain conversations and stretching it 10 years, like through multiple episodes. Like some of the conversations could have been had in one episode, but it's like they prolonging it to hurry up and get to the season finale. It's kind of trash. So I feel like after they do the first season and they don't know if it's going to get canceled, when they figure out that, oh, it's not going to get canceled, people really like it, now they scrambling to figure out what they're going to do. And that's exactly what happened in this show. After the first season, second season was lackluster. Then third, I believe they canceled it on the third or some nonsense like that. That was 7. Let's go to 8. And that's just what be happening, man, with these shows, with these sci-fi shows, man. I don't really blame the writers too much because you don't know when it's going to get canceled, man. They really got to do better with the sci-fi shows. All right, so here we go right here. You see how the system reacting, and we up to like 58. It's really handling pretty well. 88 watts, 100 watts. It's handling pretty well, to be honest truth. So maybe we going, what was that, 8? Get to 9 real quick. Maybe we got a long way to go. I don't know. Maybe we have to get into the second season. This is 1080p, but it's AV1. I believe when we did the A310, see, the CPU was the problem on the A310. It wasn't the GPU. It was the CPU when we was doing that transcode test. So yeah, like I said, I don't really blame the writers. They got a real good show on Amazon. I forgot the name of the show. It was a real good sci-fi show they got though. It's with another guy that was in the Oz back in the day, and they canceled it, man. They just canceled it out of nowhere, man, after 1 season. But it was a real good show. It was about taking some type of teleport. They was teleporting back to some other place. They found it in their like bomb shelter. They found like some teleportation device. It was crazy. It was a real good show, man. So many questions that needs to be answered, but Amazon canceled it, man. Terrible, bro. All right, so you see how the system is going right now? Seems like we got a long way to go, man. I might have to speed this up, man. All right, let's get to 12. So if they didn't cancel that show that I was just talking about on Amazon, then they would have been scrambling. The writers would have been scrambling to try to figure out the second season, the third season. I don't know, man. It's like a catch-22. All right, so that's 12. Go to 13. 13. All right. Seems like we got a long way to go, to tell you honest truth. Hold on. Push that. All right, so overall, we got 13 going, playing no problem. All AV1. This definitely has the AV1 support, man. Like I said, it has the AV1 support. It's handling pretty well, man. Pretty well. I got to go into a second season. I'm going to call it a dub right there. All right, y'all. So there you go with the Intel Core Ultra 4K transcode test. This week we did RemuX's, and we also did some 1080p AV1 transcode test. Now, I don't really think it's much of a big difference between the UHD 770 and this one. There's not much of a difference. If one is better than the other, it's not by much at all. So the thing that separates this from the UHD 770 is the AV1 support. So between the two, I probably will go with this one if you're building a Plex transcode, a Plex server right now in 2024. But you also got to remember, this is just the beginning for Intel. Next year, they're going to be coming with 8 GPU cores. I think that's when you're going to see a huge difference between UHD 770 and the new Intel Ultra cores. But for right now, it's not very much difference at all. Now, like I said, the thing that makes this stand out is the AV1 support. Now, the problem with AV1 support right now is that a lot of clients don't have it. You know what I mean? So let's take something like Apple TV. It doesn't have AV1 support, so you can't direct play it right now. But I believe that will change as time goes on, because I believe the next Apple TV that they come out with, the next generation, will have the AV1 support. Because the reason I said that is because the new Mac Mini that they're coming out with, the M4 Mac Mini, have AV1 support. Speaking of the Mac Mini, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, because it's coming out in 2 days and y'all already know what's going to happen. I'm gonna have it and I'm gonna be testing it out. So definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, so once again, my name is DeMarco Payne for GeekShhh, and last but not least, may the good news be yours.